All right, and we are recording. So really quick, guys, welcome to another fabulous team Zoom. We're excited you guys are here. Thank you so much for plugging in with your team. And if you are watching the recording, thank you for taking the time to stay connected with us. All right, guys, we're gonna jump right in. I am gonna screen share with you, and we're gonna do things just a little bit differently since we got just a little bit of a late start. So oh, let me stop. Let me make sure I've pinned our interpreter here. Okay, I think if I spotlight, there we go, spotlight, perfect. All right, now I can screen share. All right, so we're gonna watch this great video by Jessica Hoogendorn. She's gonna talk about food sensitivities, your body can heal them, and do elimination diets work. We're gonna watch this quick video because it's only about 7 minutes long, and then we can jump in to our other team Zoom, our Team Fire Spark Call. So here we go.
Hello, my name is Jessica Hoogendorn, and I want to talk to you today about food allergies, food sensitivities, the elimination diet. Does it really work? How can you get rid of those and heal them? So let's talk about first, how do you develop a food allergy? Well, it starts with when your gut becomes compromised and you develop what is called intestinal permeability. That can be caused through things like stress. Maybe you went through a really traumatic time in your life. Maybe you took NSAID or different drugs for many years for various reasons for your life. It could be that your diet was very high in quick, simple carbs, sugar that caused inflammation in your body that over time wore down and caused intestinal permeability. So if you think of your gut like a very tight junctions, when they become permeable, see those little holes? Particles, molecules get through. Things like bacteria, bacterial toxins, viruses, parasites, yeast, partially digested food molecules, metabolites, acids, whatever it may be, it becomes through the gut wall into your body, and your body says, hey, this is not supposed to be here. So it creates inflammation trying to surround and kill off, break down these foreign particles. And so what starts to happen over time is that inflammation is first there where these got through, but then it starts to create chronic inflammation throughout the body if this is not dealt with. So what happens is, let's go to food. Some food molecules get through and the body says, this is not supposed to be here. So over time, it can even develop specific antibodies for these foreign invaders. And you start to have a headache or feel bloated or gassy or brain fog every time that you eat, let's say, for example, dairy. And so you eliminate dairy because dairy causes you not to feel good. Some people may see it in skin rashes or eczema, or there's just a host of things that you can feel when you've developed intestinal permeability. So you eliminate dairy, but there's still holes in the gut wall. So does eliminating dairy fix the problem? No. So over time, because this is like a freeway into the body, you start to notice that now you've developed a sensitivity whenever you eat anything with gluten. So you're like, oh, I'm starting to feel not good when I eat gluten. So you eliminate gluten, but still there's intestinal permeability. Are you guys getting the point? Over time, it may be that now you have a sensitivity to eggs, whatever it may be. So now you eliminate eggs, you've eliminated dairy, you've eliminated gluten, but you've not fixed the problem. And this is where I've said over the years, many, many times, it's okay to eliminate what you no longer can tolerate well, but what about if you healed the gut and cleaned out all of the junk that has been allowed to free flow into the body? Because guys, after what happens is, as the body can only keep up for so long because it's always attacking, cleaning, attacking, and cleaning. So what happens over time is then the liver has to kick in to help to compensate for this toxic load. Then the liver starts to becoming congested and it can't keep up with it. And you'll see things like hormone issues and headaches and just not feeling good, sluggishness and tiredness. You've not fixed the problem until you heal and seal the gut again. So what are some of the ways that you can do that? I am a big proponent of your diet needs to come in alignment with your goals of healing the gut, because if your food is, if you add on to that, a lot of simple carbohydrates and junk food and processed foods and sugar. Those all break down to glucose and they cause inflammation. The processed foods are straight up poison. So now you're having poison going into your body, and the body just cannot keep up. It's overloaded. So people start to have a lot of symptoms, and the body can literally start to attack itself. And that's when you see autoimmune, because the body can only keep up with this load of daily toxins into the body that was never meant to happen. And so what we need to do is we need to have a diet that is anti-inflammatory, that is healing and soothing. And one of the number one foods in the world that help to heal the gut the fastest, that had all the nutrients that the gut needs to repair this tissue to slowly start to heal again, is bone broth. In bone broth, you have the right type of gelatin that the body uses to help repair. It has collagen that helps to repair the damaged tissue. Like heals like. So when you put in, like, for example, a chicken that has all the whole chicken, you have all the minerals and nutrients. And if you could look up all the different ingredients, but the body has everything it needs to start repairing. It's like when you go to repair a house that's been damaged by weather and you have the hammer and the nails and the shingles and the wood, you can go quickly repair it. And so your diet needs to be a lower carbohydrate diet, no sugar, and all the real food ingredients that can start to break down. One of my favorite books to do this is The GAPS Diet. And that is actually designed to heal intestinal permeability. And so guys, I want to encourage you to wrap this up. Elimination is fine, but elimination is not going to heal your issue. One of the things that I love to combine in with the way of eating that helps to heal the gut, that guys, I have never seen results like this ever. And I've been practicing almost for 17 years, is when you have supplements that are designed to help to heal the gut. They have ingredients in them that help to break down and digest a lot of this foreign junk, the yeast, the bacteria, the overgrowth of junk that's happened in your gut because it's impermeability. It's like this freeway in and out of junk that help to clean these toxins out of the body, that help to rebuild and bring blood sugar into balance, so the inflammation helps to go down. When you add the supplements that I have used over the last 5 years and your diet comes into alignment, over time, your body has the ability to heal. If you don't actually heal, your list of what you cannot eat is going to grow and grow and grow, because you just keep eliminating, but they keep going through, and the body keeps creating antibodies and fighting against these things that were meant to actually be good for us, that can heal, but now they've turned into foreign invaders because they're in the wrong part of the body they were never meant to do. I hope this makes sense. I encourage you to focus on healing and focus on having the right supplements that help your body to heal, to digest, to break down, to clean out, and then to rebuild. And when your diet comes in alignment, you can heal the gut and you can have a different life that allows you to enjoy some foods you may not have enjoyed in a long time.
I love her wisdom. She is such an inspiration. That is awesome. I love Jessica Hoogendorn. She is, yeah, amazing. Okay, let me pull up our next team video here, our team chat. Oops, stop. Sorry, tackling a baby at the same time. Thank you for your patience with me. All right, let me just check here. I'm trying to pull it up and make sure that they are live. Okay, they should be live. I just realized it's 5:29, so they should be live any minute. Okay, so really quick, I'm just curious. Somebody give me a quick takeaway. What was your top takeaway from Jessica Hoogendorn? I'm gonna have to pick on somebody. Okay, Mitzi.
Just 1 sec. I'm going to pin her so I can see. Oh, I can't.
Oh.
I'll try. Not 1 second.
I can give you.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. How many glasses do you have, interpreter? Too many. Okay. I really enjoyed how she explained, about the permeability, because a lot of people really don't understand that concept. And actually, they might not think that it's an issue. but really it is an issue, and we need to realize that we might have different types of food can permeate our intestine, and that things that aren't there shouldn't be there. So it's really good to listen to her explanation about that.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I know. It's that when she said, these elimination diets where you get rid of what you're eating, but when you've made that damage in your gut and you're not fixing the root issue, and that's what we talk about all the time. You hear plexus people say all the time, we say, fix the root issue. Our supplements are all about the root issue, and that's what I love, that we can bring our passion for these supplements in line with healthy living, and it's such an amazing benefit. So hang on just a second, I am looking. They should be starting any minute. So I'm looking for them to go live. I know. It's hard to be patient. Yeah, it's hard to be patient. Yeah, it is. I know. It's hard to be patient. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Maybe they're having delays and technical issues like we did.
Could be.
Mitzi, if you see them go live, let me know. I'm looking.
Sure, I will.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, you are busy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also love that along with Jessica Hoogendorn, just so many plexus people offer such helpful information about healing. And it's not just plexus, but how to clean up your diet and how to do all the—
I'm sorry, not just flexus or plexus?
Plexus, yep, Plexus.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, it looks like— Yep, okay, that's our Zoom link. They should be live any second. I just saw them repost the link.
No, I haven't seen anybody connecting yet live anyways, if I might see.
I see somebody just—
Maybe we could give them a few more minutes.
Yeah, somebody just asked, I'm ready and watching for the live. So this is going to be really good. Any minute now. We are just running late today. Hold on. Yeah, we're running late today. Yeah, you want to see? Yeah, I know. You want me to say hi to everybody? Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, you see Miss.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Caleb.
Hi, Sweetie. How are you?
Hey, how are you? Hey.
Yeah, you are so excited.
How you doing?
Oh my goodness, where are they? Everybody is slow today. I know. I'm looking, I don't see any comments yet. Nope. No, you can't have that. You can't have that. I know you want it. Oh, here she is. Okay.
Getting there. And I think we're live in about 1 second. Hey, everybody. Good evening. So I'm going to try to get the view set up so that it's gallery. There we go. So you can see all of us. And Bonnie, I'm going to have you share first here, and then you're welcome to stay or get off, whatever you want. But good evening, everybody on Team Fire. We are here on the Spark call, and I am on a strange computer. I had to borrow my son's computer, super last minute. And so I can't even tell. It looks to me like I'm looking up at the sky. Does it look like I'm looking at you guys? I don't see I'll look down the camera and see if that helps a little bit. I am just glad it's working out and we're here because I am so excited to hear tonight these amazing ladies. Now, I am super honored to have Bonnie on here. I'm always hanging out with her, and I always love hearing from her. You guys, she's an amazing mama, grandma, wife, all the things. She's one of the people that if you have her in your life, she's your hero. And she's not old, you guys. It's a big deal. I'm going to brag on you, Bonnie, and you just embrace it tonight, okay? Because you have done amazing things and you've touched so many lives. And tonight she's going to share about some of those lives she's touched with the products, because that's always something we love to hear. We never get tired of the stories. And turn that over to Bonnie, and then we're going to get to hear from Amber, who I'm so excited took the time to be with us tonight. So let's give them our attention. Go ahead, Bonnie.
Thanks, Brenda. I am so excited to share because I have stories that you read about, testimonies that are amazing, but when they are two of your children and you see them almost every day and you see that they have their lives back, it's amazing. And I want to quickly share because there's hope. There's hope for whatever anyone's going through. I have 8 children, and 2 of those children were chronically ill 5.5 years ago. I'll talk about one of them first. He had Crohn's, one of my sons, and he had Crohn's for 7 years. And so he had 3 or 4 surgeries. 3 surgeries took pieces of his intestines. I mean, we're talking major issues. He was in 4 different hospitals. We had not only second opinions, but third opinions because we didn't like what we were seeing. And nothing was giving him relief, nothing. He couldn't even eat rice, much less wheat, no corn. But then it got to the point where there was no rice. This was a young guy. I mean, he was finishing college. He missed parts of college. He missed parts of days at work. His social life obviously was affected. If you don't know anything about Crohn's, you pretty much have to live near a bathroom because you never know if you're going to need it. And if you do need it, there's no time to look for it. But in addition, if he wasn't looking for a bathroom, he was in pain. It's called flare-ups. And it's from a leaky gut. It's a horrible disease. And at the end of 7 years, his doctors said there's nothing more they could do for him. Now, he's in his 20s. As far as medical science is concerned, they were done. There was an experimental drug, but it had possible side effects. Now, I was with him over those 7 years of pain, and I knew when doctors said possible, it usually meant probable. Side effects just happen. I have full respect for the medical society. Of course I do, but they were at the end of the ropes. That's what they told us. And lo and behold, I got on Facebook and I met someone, a woman I had never read anything about her before, and she had a positive outlook on life, and I needed something positive. I started following her. At the same time, a second son had irritable bowel disease. He was going on 3 years. He was also on the strongest medication. Those diseases are related, but they're not the same. His high school life was affected. His after high school life was affected. It's a horrible thing. Flare-ups, pain, restricted diet. So I'm beginning to follow this woman, and she's a mom of 12, and she's a pastor's wife, and she's always positive. So I signed up for her free newsletter, which at the very bottom of her newsletter just gave a little snippet about products called Plexus. I didn't think much of it, but as our brain works, I started noticing more and more Plexus posts and more testimonies. And there was a testimony about Crohn's. And I contacted this woman whose name is Charlotte Seams, who I ended up signing up under. I'd never met her, didn't know her. I just loved her positivity. And I learned to trust her. This business is built on trust. We established a relationship over 7 months online, never even hearing each other's voices. She kept sending me testimonies. She kept encouraging me. She said, suppose this is the answer to your prayers. I didn't know if I could quite go that far because medical science couldn't. And so finally, after 7 months, I tried the Plexus products for my 2 sons. I ordered them. And a long story short, in just 5 months, my son with Crohn's was completely better. He has not had a flare-up in 5 years after using the products for 5 months. And if I told you, ladies and men, how many feet were missing, I mean, he had surgeries. This was critical. He can now eat almost anything in moderation, even pizza. My son with irritable bowel disease, by the 3rd month, went to his specialist and said, I don't think I need my prescription anymore. His specialist said it's never a good idea to get off, and my son tried to respect him, but came home and just stopped his prescription. He has not had a flare-up or an issue in 3 years. And this is one of my favorite parts of the story. The specialist contacted my son, asked him what he was doing, and the specialist's wife, who had irritable bowel disease, also no longer deals with it because of Plexus products. And to top the story off and to end the story, a year ago, my older son who had Crohn's, specialist called him and said, how are you doing? It's been a long time. My son said, great. And he said, do you mind just coming in for a colonoscopy? I just want to see. Well, my son did that. And at the end of the operation, when my son came out of the anesthesia, the specialist was there and he said, son, you have a beautiful gut. Whatever you're doing, don't stop. How much better could that be for a Plexus testimony? I want to share that because if you're at the point where medical science can't even help, and we have natural products that help from the inside out. My sons have their lives back. They're we farm here in central Pennsylvania, and those 2 sons are buying our farm and taking it over. That's hard work. And I see them almost every day and they have their lives back. That's why I wanted to share, Brenda.
Well, I'm over here choked up for real and speechless because you guys, we needed to hear this tonight, didn't we? Every person that heard this story tonight, I want to hear your thoughts below in the comments because this is a big deal. This is powerful. This is the stuff we get to experience. You know what? One thing I'll bet with Bonnie's sons is that they were super consistent on the products. And that's why they got results.
Yes, amen. And they drank their water because when you're desperate, when you're sick for years and you're single guys, you want to date, you want a future, you will do what you need to do. And if everyone would just be consistent, drink their water, move their bodies, take their products. Yes, you're right, Brenda.
I just knew that they weren't like, oh, they tried it sort of half-heartedly. I'm sure they really did all the things you told them to do. And I think that's just such a critical part. And I just think of people who get discouraged if they don't get amazing results quickly. And we know how important it is if you're listening tonight, you want a story like that and you've started the products, no, with consistency, taking enough and all the good things that the person who's got you started tells you to do. This is what's possible. Oh, love our products. Thank you, Bonnie, for being on. You just blessed us all so much tonight. And on this exciting note, we get to hear from Amber, some thoughts she has on how to develop skills in sharing with more people. Amber, Diamond Ambassador from Tennessee, go ahead.
Thank you, Brenda. I don't know how I can follow Bonnie's story. That was amazing. I have never heard that before. And I'm just thinking, I need to get that. I need to share that with people. Thank you, Bonnie, for sharing that. And thank you, Brenda, for having me on. You guys know I love Brenda and your family. You guys taught me how to, got my husband hooked on parasailing, paraflying, paramotoring. He went out there and I tried, you guys. I tried to do that and I ended up landing in a field and it was a disaster, but I gave it a go. But I'm so thankful to be here tonight and get to share with you guys some of my journey, some of my story. And when Brenda asked me what I've been feeling passionate about and wanting to share on, I told her I really wanted to talk about skills and developing skills in your business, but starting from a place of the mindset place. And I feel like when we say mindset or belief, people kind of start tuning that out like, oh, I've heard that a million times, tell me something applicable. But what I was telling my team recently is I can tell you all the tips in the book. I can tell you everything. I could give you a guideline of exactly what to do. And that has been done, right? Everything we don't know right now, skill-wise, is there for the finding at the click of a button on our team page, in units, on YouTube. It's all there. Yep. So what prevents us from acquiring the skills and applying them is our mindset, right? And really coming down to our concept of self. I love this word of self-concept. So I'm going to bring it back to my story. When I got started, I was 23 years old and I knew nothing about network marketing. I didn't even know what it was. My friend just said silver and $100. At the time it was $100. You guys, now I'm like, $300? I would have done anything for $300, right? That was a lot of money. But it was just $100 that I wanted. And I thought, yeah, I can get my mom and my mother-in-law, and I went silver. And what happened was my upline told me, get your mom to events. She wanted my mom to run with this business. She told me later, I really wanted your mom, but I knew that I couldn't reach her, but you could. So one of her training tips is look for connectors, people that you would want to reach. So I was a connector, and you guys, now I'm like, $300? I would have done anything. This event, and Sonia shared about the opportunity, and my mom caught the vision and the passion from that event, and she ran with the business, and she went diamond in 11 months. She soared so fast, and I got to watch her from the other side of my computer screen on Facebook go to Maui for the first time. I think, Brenda, weren't you there? Yeah, Brenda was there, Kristen, Jarrett, they were all over there in Maui. And here was I, the upline, still barely struggling to grow that outside leg, right? To grow my points, to develop my own self to a jewel. And you guys, it was so crippling. If you can imagine, if you've ever been there where you've compared yourself to others, or you've seen someone else succeed really fast, and you feel like, gosh, maybe this is where I was. Maybe it's me. Maybe I can't be successful. They're doing all of this. I've been trying so hard and I'm the upline. I'm still not there. All these crippling thoughts, right? That's so much so it's one of the reasons that I said, I quit. I can't do this. I threw up my hands and I said, I'll take the products forever, but I can't do this business, And the only reason I thought I can't was because I was comparing to somebody else's journey, because I was stuck in this mindset of maybe that's not me because it hasn't been my experience yet. And my concept of self, my self-concept, how I viewed myself was just not as qualified and just not as good. So of course, any work that I tried to do from that place, any skills that maybe I tried to develop from that place, they only lasted so long, right? I could only message with good energy or follow up or post well for so long. And then that voice in the back of my head of, that's not you. You probably can't do that would come up and arise for me. And it was kind of like one step forward, 2 steps back, right? All the time. So if you've ever been there and you're like, yes, that is me. Let my story encourage you that you can change that and you can develop out of that place. So one thing my mom said to me is she really showed me that I did have the ability to grow out of that place, but I had to believe it. And when that comes down to belief, right? And it is difficult either watching someone go faster, or maybe if you've been in the same place for a couple years, maybe you've been here and you haven't hit those goals yet. It's difficult to remember that and tap into that belief of the possibility, right? To remember that the past doesn't define what can happen. The past only has as much weight as you decide to give it. So if it's constantly there with you when you're trying to move forward, then of course that will only last so long and will burn out. So I really want to encourage you before we get into skills, and this really is the foundation, is, do you believe with full faith that you have the ability to develop any skills that are needed and to become that version of yourself? So what I tell my girls now all the time is how would Diamond You act about her business? What would Diamond You? So whatever your name is, I see Randy, I see Mitzi, Iris. I'm looking at the live stream. What would I'm gonna say Iris here? What would Diamond Iris do? How would she post? How would she go about problems in her business or maybe some emotional issues that are rising for herself? How would she tackle things? Right? And coming from that place of full belief, because that's where you're going. And I always tell people this business you can follow a pattern and see that it works. You can look at our comp plan, lay it out on paper. You don't have to just hope. There actually isn't a hope in the compensation plan. There's not a hope the products work, because those have been proven, right? So those are all firm and laid out. So I love that. There's no luck or lottery ticket there. Now it is the mindset and concept of that if you follow this path, just follow the plan with consistency, act and work, mindset and concept of I will reach that. It's just a matter of time. So let me act, work, and be as if I've already reached that mindset of, right? I'm gonna reach that is what's going to drive the power behind any skills you get to learn, is the mindset of, I know I'm going to reach it. So how would I show up in my business today? If I was Diamond, I would do this. Of course, I'd be confident if I was that. Well, if I was that doesn't come first. You have to be confident before it. That comes first, because we still struggle with the same things, right? Bonnie, you're an Emerald. You probably, once you hit Emerald, it's like, oh, that comes first. It's all still here. I'm still with me. It's still me. You're still. Once you hit Emerald, it's like, oh, maybe it's all still here. I'm still with me. It's still me. You're still. I see people sometimes think maybe it's easier to Emerald. So that's why that concept of self and coming from that, right? And that means Emerald as well. You're gonna. I looked at my business. I looked at areas that I felt like I needed to improve on. What did I do? My business. I looked at areas that felt like I should be farther along.
I'm sorry, Iris, I can't hear very well. It seems to be complicated.
I should be farther along. I can
understand you now. Can you hear it clear?
Retention. I should be better at follow-up.
Okay, it's better now. Thank you. Yeah.
So I always tell people
no, it's like the recorded message is going over top the live message.
Right. So I always tell people get rid of that word, replace it with what would Diamond do. That word. Anytime you hear it coming up, you get really good at yourself. Would. Right? And that's just sabotage. Oh, no, not going there. Not sabotaging my future. Thank you. Goodbye, should. Now what would? Oh, nope, not going there. Not sabotaging my future. My business with what would I do? Where can I grow? And instead of in a place of curiosity, I was able to, when we asked, what would Diamond Me do? What would Brenda do? What would, thinking about how they would approach this, that allows you to get curious. That allows you, science has proven that opens your brain in new ways of creativity, right? And experiment. I love approaching my business now. Everything's an experiment. I wonder if posting like that would work. Let's do an experiment and see. I wonder if that type of Zoom would work. Let's do an experiment and see. And evaluating from there. And it's so much more fun and it's uplifting. So I'd encourage you to start experimenting, trying new things out, seeing what goes well and seeing what could be improved upon when you're learning these new skills, right? So I looked at that, and for everyone that's going to be different. Maybe for you, it's I need to send more messages. If I was Diamond Me, I would be sending a lot of messages out. So to send messages, I need to expand my network. I call it a share circle. I need to draw people into my share circle. And a share circle is people that you would feel totally fine if they shared something, a product with you. You'd feel receptive towards that. If you'd feel totally receptive if they shared a product they love with you, they're in your share circle and you need to be offering them Plexus before somebody else does, right? You don't want to just be validation because you're posting. You're like, well, I'm posting, but nobody's coming. Well, if you're not messaging out, then you're just validation for the other people that are messaging your network. I get told all the time by people of, yeah, well, I see my friends on Facebook sharing this, or I've seen it on a few friends' Facebook, and they're really loving it. And guess what? I'm the one in the conversation with them because I'm the one that extended the hand and offered information and was very much in that share circle with them. So, so looking at what it is for you, maybe it's needing to post well. Maybe you're great at talking in person, but you need to learn to post value. I talked with someone today and she said it so well. She said, you know, a lot of times we can be hesitant to try to offer Plexus if we feel like we're not offering value in other areas to our network. And what is value? That's just like what Bonnie said. She saw, I think it was Charlotte. Was it Charlotte, Bonnie? Yeah, when you were talking, I was like, that sounds like Charlotte. She saw someone that was energetic and joyous and posting things like that and putting content like that out there. She wanted some of that. So what did we see in that example? Bonnie saw value, was getting value from Charlotte. And that's what drew her to this other value that Charlotte offered, which was Plexus, right? So looking at, am I giving value to my audience? And if not, that's my homework. That's my new skill. I get to learn how to give value well. Let me go see how Brenda does that on Facebook, and Bonnie and my other leaders, how they're posting and absorb from that. So everyone's going to have different, whether it's duplication, retention, whatever it is, but approaching that from how would Diamond Me do it, getting rid of the should and replacing it with would, having that different self-concept and open curiosity and experience with that, because like we said, I'm going to end with this, and then however you want to end this, Brenda, but this business works on paper and with products. And it's just us that now needs to work on us to work what is already there. So I hope that gives you guys inspiration or hope to continue on, because I know how it is to be in those places. And to end my story, I went diamond almost 3 years after joining, the month before I turned 26. So I get to say I was diamond at 25. That was a massive goal for me. And I hit emerald and then went diamond, I think 8 months later. So from emerald to diamond, that was about 8 months for me. And I went to Hawaii the next year with everybody as a brand new diamond the month before. And that was an amazing experience. So thank you so much for letting me share. And I hope everyone on here will grab that and run with the possibility of what could be.
Oh man, they better run with it. That was so good. You guys see why I say I'm honored to have Amber on here.
Me too. What would Brenda do? What would, think
In your mind? I hope you feel that way, because that's how it felt to me. She said it so well and so clearly. You have something open now, and you have the choice to believe that and walk through that door. In fact, what really stood out to me is, I even wrote it down here, is put you in a heart, and around it are the words that she used tonight, like decide and believe. And I'm thankful she used Bonnie as an example, because I think she's a wonderful example to follow. And I'm glad you picked on Iris, because she has lived out a lot of what you have shared here tonight, so she's perfect too. Okay, guys, no more shooting, only putting. Serious, Amber, that blessed us abundantly. Thank you so much. You guys comment below. I want to hear feedback so I can give it to Amber, okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Brenda, for having me. Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie, for sharing.
Yes. Good night, everyone.
Night. Bye.
Ah, how wonderful. What a cool Team Fire event. Oh my goodness, I'm just so tickled. And that's why we show up, guys. That's why we show up, because that kind of training is amazing. Can you imagine being Amber Miller and her mom going diamond, and she signed up, she was the upline. Her mom signed up underneath her, and she's just sitting there watching her mom in Hawaii, and she struggled. She struggled with that self-doubt. And like she said, guys, this was so huge for me. I can show you how to do this business. I can show you how to message from the heart. I can show you how to post like a rock star. I can show you how to follow up like a boss. But I can't delete the negative thoughts from your mind. That is work you've got to do. You've got to delete that. You have got to delete that self-doubt and get rid of it. And that's the work that you have to do. Like she said, our business works on paper. Our business works with the comp plan. Our business works because our products work. It's you. You've got to work on yourself. And that's why they say network marketing is a compensation, or what's it called? Oh, they say network marketing is personal growth with a paycheck. Personal growth with a paycheck. That's what it is. And it's so true because the personal growth is amazing, but I don't want to be the same person. I want to keep growing. So this is huge. Guys, I'm going to let you go. It is 6 o'clock. Thank you so much for being patient with us through all of our technical issues. And Nick, thank you for so much for popping in last minute and like talk about trial by fire and all of our different terminology. Thank you for your patience. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'll see you guys later, and I'll post the recording in our team page.